Girls, this is the first episode of our series, All That Tea and Biscuits. I thought I'd put a bit of a spice up in there.
That was that was spicy.
To be fair, I thought Lils looks disappointed in me already.
Well, why would you choose that biscuit?
It's my favourite. Really thought these were chocolate malted milks, but they unfortunately wasn't. So
How unfortunate.
What a letdown.
very disappointed in myself. But over to you girls. What have you got? And what's your biscuit of choice?
I've got a caramel latte.
Yeah.
I did have bourbons, but I ate them.
Oh. So what do you have now?
I don't. I just have a caramel latte.
That's very disappointing.
I'm sorry, but I'd rather have nothing over your biscuit choice.
Wow. Always attacking us.
I would.
Charlie, what have you got?
I've got a cup of tea and I've got a white chocolate cookie biscuits.
Ooh.
And triple chocolate.
Charlie, why does your voice sound so different?
I don't know.
Does it sound softer, Nils?
Like helium. As if she's being really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Why are you being nice?
Because I'm a nice person.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a nice person.
All That Tea and Biscuits is a
Stop doing that.
episode of All That Tea and Biscuits is so these series are basically about stripping apart the now world, all the elements that make us now techs, and there's so many. It's not all just what you see, and it's not just pretty and glamorous and fun. There's a lot of stuff that you have to put in place before you even get to the point where you're even creating a now. This episode, is about creating a brand. So obviously we've got topics kind of laid out that we discussed from before, haven't we? So we've got like logos, leaflets, socials, price lists, loyalty cards, business cards, and you said one earlier, Nils. What did you say?
No, I didn't.
Product.
Yes. Well done, Charlie, for remembering. So
I feel like I'm in class.
I started mine like forever ago, it feels like now, but you were quite fresh creating your brand, and you've both adjusted your brand as you've gone along as well. So when it came to creating your brand, was your first thing like, I need to do A, B, C, or D, or was it just kind of winging it as you went along?
Probably winging it.
Have you?
Yeah, I didn't know where to start, so I just winged it.
No, see, my first thought was logo. Because once you've got your logo,
beat it out.
Once you've got your logo and like your Instagram and things like that, you're set up then. That's why.
The thought process when it came to your logo. Mine initially, when I set mine up, was I was almost drawn into what everyone else was doing. I think when I started, the colour theme was very kind of beige and nude and very kind of plain. So I think my first logo was like a colour splash. And then I was actually called Personality Nows at the time, which I absolutely loved. Lils.
No, it's a good name.
But then someone stole it from me, so I couldn't use it. So I had to change it just to use my name because I can't get in trouble for using my own name. And then I really wanted to strip back and go for like a really simplistic look. So that's why I was like, oh, I'll go with the black and white theme. And I just stumbled across the logo head that I use and was like, that'll do. I love that. And that was my thought process, which is me all over, really. But I can imagine that you've had a bit more of a detail.
I mean, I've changed mine about 5 or 6 times. I've changed the name 3 times.
So what was your names?
I was LBM Nails, and that was just before lockdown. So that was just when I'd completed my course, set up my thing. It was all like marble and pink because that was a thing. And then
So the pink thing, was that from like what you'd seen others doing as well?
yeah. Then I obviously stopped doing nails, and then when I set up again, it was a nail thing, and it was very bright and out there and crazy.
Was that the pink and orange?
No, it was a different one.
Oh, you have to show us.
It's all on my Canva. And then I stripped it back because I was going into the room and I wanted to sit in with them. So I made it beige and very, what's the word? Like I would call it like grown up. And then I was like, what's that? No. So then I went pink and orange and I called it by L Nails, or Nails by L, something like that. And then I was like, I don't like this. So then I went to the red and the pink, and now that I'm in the other place, I've changed it again. But I'm still the same name, a nail thing.
You've only just changed yours again, haven't you?
Yeah.
How did you get yours, Charlie? I'll go on, Nils.
No, go on.
Don't really know. I was literally stuck in a rut, didn't know what to call it. So Nails by Charlie it was. Plain and boring and simple, isn't it? And it started off beige because I just didn't know where to go. And then I got Canva for 7 days for free. And I thought, sweet, here's my cue to design my own label.
Canva free!
Would you say
That's the world!
I'm embarrassed by my biscuits?
Pardon?
I said, she's embarrassed by my biscuits.
Yeah.
So would you say Canva is probably the best app to really have on your side when you first get going? Because there's actually so many free features that you can use on there to create logos.
There is.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And also, even if you pay for it, it's not even that much. There are so many people that use Canva for everything. Everything.
Like leaflets, business cards, Instagram posts. Like it's like down to your invoices, like loads.
And the best thing
there's
about
always
that,
a template for something.
There's always templates on there. Like I think that's where a lot of my inspo comes from on there now, was other people's templates.
Yes, when I started, I used PhotoGrid to create all my logos. You would use Vistaprint for my business cards, but it's so expensive. Like PhotoGrid was free when I was using it back in the day. Now they charge for it. Now I do generally go to Canva as well, but I discovered Canva quite late as well. So getting started, did you get like your leaflets and your loyalty cards and business cards? Did you go all out and get all your stuff, or was you just taking it a bit as you went?
When I first started, I didn't have any of that until I went into the first, what are we calling it? Room?
Yeah, salon.
What, the first room? Yeah.
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 And then I thought, I'm going to get my leaflets out there so that when other people have clients coming in, they can see that. So that's when I went all out with loyalty cards, leaflets, like my price lists, everything. And do you know what? I've given out 1 loyalty card. And I was gutted when she got to the end.
I used to be
I'm like doing that again.
See, I'd done loyalty cards and that was the only thing that I did. And, you know, I threw them all in the bin. Because I thought I'm cheap enough as it is. If you are going to stick with me, I will give you discount, but not like that.
Yeah, see,
you know what I mean?
Cards all the time in the beginning, and they would get to 5 treatments and then they'd get 25% off, which is so high. But at the time, I just really wanted to show my clients that I appreciated them and I valued them, but also at the same time shortcutting myself. So I was like, I really need to kind of, really kind of need to analyze it and strip it back. And then I remember when I withdrew my loyalty cards, I felt awful. I felt like I was making something really special for my clients, but none of them even really cared.
No, none of mine did either. They never even asked where they went.
No,
Never.
it just became one of those things that was there and then was gone.
Yeah.
There was no questions of it.
No.
You know, I would always promote now, especially like what you said, Charlie, starting out fresh, your prices are already so super low. And because you are desperate, to say the least, to keep clients and get clients. That's the truth. You do want that. And I think because you get that mind, you then do go and obsess about what can I give them for them to want me. But actually your work is enough over time.
Yeah, that's exactly why I threw them away, because they just wasn't working for me, and it would work out that I'd be out of pocket more than what I would be in. And obviously in this industry, we're fighting for pay rises constantly and trying not to get judged on it.
Well, we sit in less than minimum wage pretty much.
Yeah. And like, we're lucky if we hit that minimum wage, taking all of our products out of the equation in a day-to-day basis anyway. No matter how much you've been in the industry, you're at some point you're still going to be out of pocket.
Yeah.
Because the prices are so low.
Yeah, and the thing is, the prices around us constantly and continuously rise. So we have to keep up with our products that we use, because we're as Nowtex, when we get comfortable with a brand, we stick with a brand. We have to move with the times, but we're too afraid to move our clients along with the times. Cover obviously pricing and stuff more detailed in another episode that we're going to do, because we've got all our little episodes that we're going to do. But yeah, in regards to the loyalty cards, I think you're spot on, Charlie. Like, it has to be a case of, you have to consider when you're first going in that you're already a low price Nowtech as it is.
And like, I think like you can do like little things like throughout the year, like refer a friend, get £5 off, something simple like that, that's not going to make you out of pocket, because you're only doing that a couple of times a year.
Yeah,
and it's not constant to every single client that comes in. You've like, at some point, whether you go 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, at some point you're going to get a 25% off, and that's a lot. Like, if that's a lot.
It's very hard to find most businesses that will offer you 25% off of anything.
Yeah,
because it's so high.
Yeah.
The biggest one that we always talk about on lives and stuff, and that we always hear about, social media, which is a blessing and a curse all at the same time for different reasons, because we all want to be liked and we all want people to acknowledge our work, but it doesn't equate to those numbers and following doesn't equate to more clients, more work.
No.
What
I can personally say that I've never got a client off of Instagram. I've never got a client off of Facebook or TikTok.
What was all word of mouth?
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally all word of mouth.
Yeah.
Mine hasn't been. I've got one client from word of mouth.
Have you? So where did yours come from?
Facebook groups and posts.
Local groups.
Local groups. I'm looking for clients. A few pictures of my work. Like, these are my prices. DM with me to book. And that is literally it. One girl come from word of mouth.
Wow. That's crazy.
But then that's going to change now that I'm in the situation that I'm in. For instance, I had a brand new client on Saturday that has come through the salon that I'm working in. That hasn't been through social media or anything. That's just them going, we've got a nail girl coming in.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So let's acknowledge that before you went into salon deals, we were all active in home techs. So that's why we was talking along the lines of social media and how we get our clientele, because we don't have those clientele coming through the door. But like you said, Lils, now that is going to change massively for you.
Yeah. So
But then
it all
again,
depends on where you are. Like, where are you set? Like, if you're at home, then it's not as if you've got other people coming through the door for other things. Whereas if you're in a salon like where I'm in now, they do a lot of stuff in the salon. So there's going to be people coming in going, oh, like, do you do nails in here? You do brows and makeup and hair. Do you do nails?
yeah.
So that's word of mouth.
And obviously it's new to the salon as well, that they'll be speaking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, like we've just got a new nail girl here.
Yeah.
So a lot of your, possibly a lot of your clients now will be word of mouth.
Yeah.
So girls, what was your first social media that you set up to promote your business?
Instagram.
Facebook. No, Instagram. And I kept
Really?
it private.
Did you? Why?
I was really worried about people judging me. And I only posted on Facebook probably late last year for the first time.
Yeah, I think I
Really?
was on Facebook late last year.
Yeah, see, I started on Facebook because it's just that I'd done. Facebook was always the greatest platform to put yourself onto because it was so social. I'd never used Instagram ever. And I was like, I kind of need to move along and I need to set up Instagram. See, now TikTok came along as well. So then I started to go on TikTok and stuff, which is, I feel like at the moment, TikTok is the most popular, most interacted social media there is right now.
Mm-hmm.
It dangerously turned very quickly because through Facebook, it's like your close friends and family that are booking with you, noticing your work, interacting with you and stuff. And it's always kind of very positive, and you can only branch so far, for example, because you can only branch the audience that you have. On Instagram, you're exposed and open to everybody. And then you go from this element of kind of like what Charlie was saying, like the fear element where you don't want anyone to see what you are doing, to then noticing that random strangers like what you do, follow you, and then you fall into the pit hole of I need more likes, I need more followers, because that is what gives me my validation of my work. When it's not, because as I always say, and I'm always going on about, more following, more likes does not generate more clientele.
No.
It does not.
Half of the people, or more than half, pretty much everyone that likes my stuff is not one of my clients.
The irony of that, though.
Isn't it? And I've got about 350 followers now. I've got what? 10 clients? Maybe a couple more than that.
Yeah.
And I get roughly 10 to 15 likes on my photos out of that 350 people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that number.
No.
Like that following. It's strange.
Even
Sometimes where a lot of my clients like my photos on Insta.
Maybe we're doing something wrong.
Maybe we are.
Maybe they don't really like us. No, what's good, like it shows you how varied and how different like everything is. I find that I see the same reoccurring accounts go onto my social media and interact with my social media as I do them in faces. So even though I think I checked earlier before we came onto this, I think on Insta I've got about 4,000 on there. I don't get no more than 120 likes per photo. That's out of a ratio of 4,000 because the system's so flooded. I said about this the other day about not using hashtags in your posts.
Yeah.
It puts you in a box of other hashtags with everybody else that's packed. Like even if you look at that hashtag has got millions of attachments to that and posts. You get lost. So now I don't apply any hashtags. And since I did that, I noticed that I did actually get more interaction on my posts. And obviously the 3x3, which is, do you do that as well now, Charlie, the 3x3?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a little while.
Yeah. Do you do it, don't you, Lils? Because it works,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's an easy way to maintain your social and your interaction and have that consistency of.
Explain that, Lee, the 3x3.
So the 3x3 was just a random accident that I found along the way, which is where if a nail tech likes, or even if I come across a nail tech, but let's say in this scenario, if a nail tech likes a piece of my work on my Insta, I will then go to their account, and then what I do is I like their 3 most recent posts. Whether or not I like their work, whether or not I think that's not right, or whether or not I love it, I like it regardless. I do that with every single person, and now I notice there's a recurring thing. People copy people, which is a good thing in this instance, because people then come back to you and they'll like your 3 most recent posts. And then you have this continual back and forth, and you have this constant interaction, which is nice, because you, again, then I look at it more on a basis, when you do the 3x3, you have now gone from just recognising other nail techs, but also to supporting other nail techs. And in addition to that, you're now networking with other nail techs, which I think is very hard to do in this industry.
There is some other nail techs that are actually really nice though. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that are very judgy. Like, I had a nail tech that lived like 3 doors up from me. She's moved now, but we always comment on each other's stuff.
Did you push her out?
No, she does like SNS, which is obviously something that I don't do. But I done the inky nails the other day, and she was like, send me the link for that. And like, we're always like back and forth in like, she used some chrome, and I was like, oh, where'd you get it from? And like, it's really nice that someone's local that can still act like that, and not everyone gatekeeps.
No. Yeah.
Like, it is nice because you get to know other people, and like, they always now put, oh, are you girls okay? Like, and like talking to us like we're friends, which is nice because that's what we want.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that at the beginning.
No.
They would just literally send a post, send their brand, and that was literally the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
But now there's more to it.
That's the thing, and I think more people are realising that actually it doesn't have to be like that. Like, still now, I couldn't message a bigger nail tech and ask, where was that from or whatever. I will get ignored. Or people still do that. But it is becoming more and more, like, a lot of people have started to reply and started to help each other out and realise that it's not actually, no one, just because they're using the same chrome as you doesn't mean they're going to steal your clients.
No. And there's enough.
That's not what's going to happen.
And I think people need to remember, we all start from the bottom.
Yeah.
At different stages of our career, we've all started what we would call a rubbish set. Like,
yeah, and you ring this home all the time, Charlie. Like, you are the
all
biggest.
the time. Like, we all started at the bottom. No matter how far into your career you are, you did start there. And you need to remember that. Like, not everyone is at the same place as everyone else.
No, and this is why we have built TNT, the Nail Troop. And this is why we will have our fun topics like we did last week, and we will have our more serious topics like this week, this one is quite a kind of like through the door topic, where we've got more deep ones that are more serious ones coming along the way. This is why we're so passionate about what we're doing, because it isn't just about, I say this all the time, girls, but no one really sees it, but we have these conversations day in, day out between ourselves all the time. We've come across something and we bring it to them and we explore it and we break it down and we try and work out what's going on. This just opens that door to allow people to come in and kind of rack our brains and things like that. When it's new, it's hard to get your head around and kind of try and understand what people's intentions are and why people do what they're doing. Now, fact is, we don't get paid to do this. We fit this as like an army drill as possible to make sure we can fit it in everything else that we do as women, so that we can put this little insight out there. I just hope that over time people start to recognise and understand that actually the Nail Troop is exactly and is all that we say it is, which is a positive nail community.
And it's a safe place to go, and don't ever think that you can't go there and ask a question and think that you're going to get judged, because that does not happen.
It doesn't happen. But if you've noticed, a lot of the girls and boys that have been in there for a longer time, they know what it's like. They know that it's a positive space, and they'll shout that. They'll say that. Another person did it on live the other day. How amazing it was! What a great space it is, and that's because she's been in there longer. Whereas a few people have been in there a short amount of time. Something like that gets posted, they're like, "Oh, why? Why are they doing that?"
Yeah, it's hard to navigate initially, isn't it? Because it is an element of, it's very sus. Why are they trying to make this such a great place? Which in my mind and in our minds, we find bloody weird, because why shouldn't it be, first and foremost?
I just think that's a life thing, though, because sometimes things could be going so well. Like, say you have a really good a block of 3 days that are really good, and you're like, why is everything going so well? Why is everything going so good? You question everything. It's the same with this. Why are they being so nice? Why are they trying to change everything to be nice?
And I think actually, like, the reason why we're that way is because we are all in different stages of our career right now, and we've all been at the bottom where we really wanted that person to reach out, and we didn't have it.
That's exactly right, Shana.
Like, I would have loved to have found something like the nail troupe when I first started, when I was stuck in a rut, when I doubted myself, when I didn't believe. And I, like you girls, want other people to feel like they can come to us, believe, we can get them to believe in themselves, because everyone can do nails if you take time and practice.
I agree.
Like, for you, for instance, nails wasn't on your agenda as a career.
Oh no, not for me at all. No, I hated the idea of the beauty.
And I done my first ever training over 10 years ago and never completed it.
Yeah.
And the same as Lil's. Lil's been in college. And obviously she's had babies in the time that she's been in college. And then she's had the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're all different, and we just want people to believe in themselves, because it is possible to become a nail tech. It is possible to have amazing days where you're like flying in and out of nails and doing so well, like you're impressed with every nail set you've done that day. But we also have days where we want to give up. We don't want to do this no more, because we might have had that client that's judged us that day, or our nails haven't gone to how we wanted them.
Well, we're just in ourselves that day as well. I feel like it affects my work
all the time.
Yeah.
Comparing.
It's like, if someone shows me a picture of a set they want, I say, yeah, I can do that set. I'll do that set, and I'll sit there all evening and I'll think, it wasn't even the same. Nothing like it. Literally not even the same. I'll pick myself for that. But I that was probably
sorry. There's like a frog in my throat, so
a tech that did the set that I have recreated has probably got 10 years on me. Of course they're not going to be exactly the same. We're not even using the same products.
No. And on that note, should we credit techs?
100%.
Yeah.
Do you not agree?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. The way you said that, then I was expecting you to go like, no, because they're really rubbish. That's embarrassing.
You should always credit the tech. Like, whether or not you think your work is worthy of crediting them, in the sense that you just explained their Lils, right? Feeling like your work is not up to par to that tech that's been in the industry for forever, right? And it's had time to perfect their skill. Won't credit because they're embarrassed to credit, because they're almost like, if I credit, I know it's nowhere near like that design. But credit. Whenever I have credited, there's been a few occasions it hasn't happened, but I can say 9 times out of 10, the tech that I credit, no matter how big the account, will come and like and comment on the pictures that I've posted.
Yeah, I credited a tech the other day that's got a big following. Her nails are unbelievable, and she didn't have to, but she came on and liked it. Like, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you like
See,
it?
I get really worried about crediting other
Exactly.
people because I don't want them to judge me.
At the same time, the techs love it, and it's almost like an unspoken language within the nail industry. It's just like if they look at your work and think, oh, that's a bit shite, but they will still come like it and make a comment because you took your time and you gave them respect to credit them.
Yeah, I was like that though, Charlie. Last summer I did a set and I absolutely loved this set. I was like obsessed with it, and I was too embarrassed to credit the text, so I wrote on there, I saw this. I've still got it on my Instagram. I wrote on this, I saw another tech do this, but I can't remember who they was, so thank you for the inspo. But I was too embarrassed to tag the tech.
You need to go change that and credit the tech.
What now? Shall I do it now?
Yeah, go and do it.
It is true. I totally get it. I've done that as well. I post a set and in my head, I feel like I can execute a design. I've done it and I think nowhere near. But I just add the credit there because I just think I tried, you know, and then the next time I do it, I'll put it a bit better. What would your best advice be for someone starting out about branding?
That's actually really hard.
It's so hard.
Because
like
when-
branding as in like doing their logos and stuff.
yeah, so your name of the business.
Like
Almost, okay, let's look at it like this. So creating their presence online. Does everything need to be like 100 miles per hour? Does everything need to be perfect? Or is
No.
it, for me, for example, I'm quite a jump in feet first person. I do, and then I change after if I need to.
same.
Yeah,
I am
see,
like
whereas
that.
I will change and change and change before I then do.
Yeah.
No, see, I do it all and jump in. But do you know how many times I've jumped in and posted, for instance, to go on my highlights on Instagram, policy?
Cover policies, actually. I think my advice would be stay true to yourself. Create a brand and an image that represents you, no matter what
Yeah.
the industry is saying to do or don't do. Be confident in what you put out there in regards to your brand. And even if it does look like someone else's, does it really matter? No. You know, I feel like there's only so many times, like with nails, that you can recycle designs and recycle ideas. Get your work out there, build your clientele slowly but surely, and trust the process because it does pick up and it does do it. So what about consistency? So obviously when you first start out, yeah, you don't have the content to put out there. Did you ever stress about that?
I did my nails every day.
Yeah. I was told consistency is key. And actually it's not.
It's actually not, no. And I always thought consistency was key. But as we can probably tell by my socials, I post nothing for a month and then I go guns blazing one night when I'm in bed half asleep.
And then you wake up and it is literally Leanne.
And then
You've got months worth of nails on there now.
Yeah, and then I'm productive and then I'm quiet again for another little while, you know. But it's fitting everything in, and these are other elements that we'll talk about as well that we bring in about fitting lifestyle in with working, and because it is socials and building your brand is so time consuming. Creating your brand, should you go guns blazing, for example, and list 1,000 treatments that you offer, or compress it down and on one item at a time?
It depends.
Mm.
I was trained in acrylic, gel, manicure, pedicure, gel polish. I wanted to get all that out there. I can do this. I'm trained in it. That was rude.
Aye, Dennis.
I thought, I'm trained in it, I can do this, I know what I'm doing. Then since that time, so when was that, 5 years ago now, I have not once done a manicure. Yeah. Then on Saturday, someone asked me if she could book in for a manicure, a full manicure, proper massage manicure.
Is that even still on your price list?
No, it's not. But back when I first started, I was like, get that all out there. I can do that. I can do it all. If someone had come to me back then, I probably would have really panicked. When I first started and got my price list and stuff out there, I was thinking, the more the better. The more people want, the better. I can say I've done this, I can say I've done that. That's all great. At the same time, that first ever client that came to me, I was panicking. I was so nervous, thinking I should have stuck to the one thing that I know. Like I knew I was solid at acrylic. I knew that I wouldn't have to panic. She'd asked for like a full manicure, extensions, which I was trained in. But because before my training, I did acrylic. I practiced acrylic. I knew I was solid in that. I panicked the entire time. I don't think that you should put, although that's great that you can do all that stuff, unless you're completely confident that you know, if someone's going to message you and say, I want this, you're confident in doing that, because I wasn't. So that's why I think it depends. It depends if you are completely confident in all these things that you are trained to do. Because if you're not, then you're just going to flap and panic, which I did.
So
and it's that shit.
To get clients in the door, you don't necessarily have to have the full toolkit available.
No.
Yeah,
I only trained in biab and gel when I first started.
See, I was trained in multiple things. I was trained in obviously nails, and then I trained in facials, and then I trained in brow lamination, lash lifts, etc. Yeah. Again, like what you said, Lils, I just wanted everything out there. Look how much I can do. I'm so educated. I can do everything. The setup process in between of jumping in from now to facials in the same day, then jumping straight back to nails after, headache.
Yeah.
I really wish I'd thought it through. And remember, we're talking about people that have just started. This isn't people that, like, for example, Charlie, you're going into lashes. You will be able to transition from doing nails into lashes absolutely fine, because you've established your nails.
But now I'm still considering not doing them on the same day.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, me too. I would
have like set days where I will do nails and set days where I do lashes. Because I haven't got space, and two, I don't want to be covered in dust and then lash glue. Like, it's literally one or the other.
I think definitely having separate days for treatments is a good plan, because like I said, when I did it, it was an absolute headache, chopping and changing, putting the bed up, putting the bed down. I couldn't leave it up because I didn't have the space. Do you know what I mean? Getting set up from one client to another, it was just long.
Thing people worry about is all the stuff you have to buy.
You think you need the kitchen sink and some?
No,
you literally don't.
I literally have a drawer and a box full of stuff that I don't use.
Yeah, so what I would say, you need your core components of your system, a handful of colours, i.e. one dark, one light shade of each colour.
Yep.
And you're good to go.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Nail brushes and obviously a lamp, like the equipment side of it.
Yeah.
But if you, like, your core equipment of...
And I think people think they need to buy every colour on the shop floor. They don't.
You don't.
And you know what? They think that they have to buy all that because that's what their clients are going to want. Still now, I consider myself still now a start-up, because I haven't got all the colours. I've got what, this probably sounds a lot, but like 20, 30 colours. And my clients will come in and say, I want this colour. I haven't got it. They ain't got a problem with looking through and picking a different colour. They do care.
Really, and you know why that is? Because they don't see colour palettes how nail techs or hairdressers see colour palettes. We see a green and we can distinguish 3 different shades, when to someone else, they look all the same colour tone, just a slight dark tone.
Mm.
And I think like I've got probably about 7 reds. Not that I need 7 reds, but they're all a different colour tone.
Yeah.
Every single one of them are not the same.
To us, but another client looking at that will look at it and be like, that's the same colour as that. What's the difference?
Like my clients have said, why have you got so many reds?
Yeah.
Like, they're not all the same colour.
Yeah. But that's because in some we see a pink undertone, some we see an undertone. Same with makeup artists. Makeup artists, they see undertones because obviously they're doing makeup. Same as hairdressers, same as nothing. So we have to give ourselves that credit where it's like we kind of have an advantage on information that we actually have, when in fact we're not going to have that insight. They're happy. They'll say, I want a light blue. Give them any light blue. They're like, yeah, love it.
They literally do. That is so true, though. Like, I did a client the other day. She showed me a picture. I said, I don't think I've got that red. How about this one? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, that had purple in it. This is like a red.
Yeah. It needs everything in the box. It's so easy to think you need, like, for example, Charlie said about her drawer. I had nail gems upon nail gems. I have now like with staff, everything. I still to this day do not use it.
See, I use nail gems on one client and one client only.
We know who that is.
Yeah.
I think I bought like stickers and
foils. I've got like the decor foils.
Yeah,
I've got a booklet full of them.
Literally,
full of different marble ones, flower ones. I've never ever used them.
Literally saying these have never been used at all. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I just thought they were really cute. I thought people would like them. No one has that. People just want their nails painted. Well, though, just like when I first started, I am not the tech now that I wanted to be when I first started.
What do you mean?
I wanted to be a tech that does things. I wanted to be an acrylic tech that does major stuff. Extra long nails with all the glitter in, with all the gems. I wanted to do things like go to competitions and create, you know, like when they create their mad nails. And like that was my vision. When I got asked what I wanted to be, that was it. I could not be anything further from that right now. I don't want to do that anymore. I can't think of anything worse than do that now.
I wouldn't necessarily worry about pricing at the beginning.
No, me either. I literally wouldn't worry about that at all.
I would do my research to where I live.
Yeah.
To what home nail techs, because there is a lot of home nail techs, they're just not spoken about, to go and find them on socials.
But the pricing is so controversial because I don't think you should price yourself based on others.
Mm.
I don't think.
But that's where other things come into it though, because if I up my prices, but someone down the road is putting out a better work than me, but I want to charge what I'm worth, they're going to go down the road.
It says who?
I was charging £15.
Yeah, that's wild. I think regardless, when it comes to pricing, I did the same thing. And this is like, we're looking back in hindsight, obviously, yeah. We all go super cheap in the beginning. But I think the fundamental thing that we really need to bring home as we kind of lead new nail techs into the industry is that you need to at least minimum charge, regardless to where you've just started, minimum, you need to charge the national minimum wage.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. For example, I still to this day do not charge a minimum wage.
That's disgusting, Charlie.
You think my full set of like a new set of nails, full set of nails, is £35. Okay, minimum wage is what, £11 now?
Yeah.
That's
So
£22.
yeah.
And then I've got products on top of that, electric, water, whatever else I've used.
Right.
I'm still out of pocket. I mean,
and this is another thing. I never, ever, ever, ever have known how to add up all, like, how much I should charge a set. I've done it based off other people. I've never sat down and gone, this person's had 2 colours, so I'm gonna take a percentage out of how much that bottle was and how much that bottle was, then top coat and base coat, then the product that you've actually put on the nail, whether that's acrylic, poly, gel, whatever, then you've got the lamp, then you've got the electric. How do you squish that all down to get your price?
This is really important. This is something that we will have to cover, and I think this will be really good for us to delve into in our next episode, because there is a format process that you can use to break down costs, to cover costs of your hour minimum charge, yeah, and then how much, because you'd be surprised when you break down costs like electric, gel, all that sort of stuff, you go down to like pennies. When I mean like 5p, 6p, yeah, because you can go to your brand and they will tell you on average how many nails you can paint and get out of one bottle on average, if you use it according to their guidelines. Cover this and we'll do this, we'll break it down completely. And this is what I'm saying, when you first start up as a tech, even if you disregard your products, even if you disregard the fact that you're using all your electric and all your products and stuff, yeah, make sure you are charging at least minimum wage per hour. That's only a £20 set of nails. No, let me give you an example, yeah, because we always say that in regards to nails, we do this on the format, yeah, that we're newbies. Right, so we're not experienced. However, would you ever go in to an office job, yeah, and let them pay you less than minimum wage because you're just got to learn the ropes of the job? Legally, you're not allowed. So why should we accept that?
So is this saying, like, as a beginner, you're having your first client, it doesn't matter about everything you've bought, you are charging £11, whatever it is, an hour. If it takes you 3 hours, that's 30 quid.
Yeah.
Forget everything else you've bought, you're just doing minimum wage right now.
Yeah, it's purely focused on charging minimum wage. And then over time, then you can start to factor in and break down, which hopefully in our next video we can show people how to break these things down. You can break it down and work out what you should be charging. And this is why I set up tiers, because when I broke down my costing, I was like, hold on a sec. You want bells for the same price I'm charging you for a set that has no colour on it? That's not okay. Regardless, when you first start up as a nail tech, you have to, you've got to charge. There's no job legally that you would go into work for and it be legal for you to be paid less than minimum wage. On average, if you say, because we always go on about timings of nails and stuff, if you say on average it takes you 2 hours to complete a set of nails, then what's the minimum wage, Charlie?
21 and over, it's £11.44.
£11.44. That means £22.88 should be the price of every set that you first put out there.
If your sets are taking 2 hours.
If your sets are taking 2 hours, yeah. Because at least then you know 100% you've been paid your hourly rate. When we break down everything and we do the girl maths thing and we break everything down and formulate it.
Watch this space because my prices are changing, brothers.
Be ready. This is what
be ready.
Yeah.
I think it fits at the right time as well, with everything changing in the industry and people having each other's backs when it comes to pricing. It's just the right time to talk about it, I think.
100%. And like I said, regardless to anything, you should be charging at least minimum wage for your work, because there's
like it'll be nice to work out actually how much we earn from a set of nails.
Yeah.
This is my business head kicking in now, yeah. So like your profit margins of how much that you pay for something, yeah, because even if you have a pound profit margin, you're still in profit. That's good. Even if you only earn 50p extra, it's not great, but you're still in profit. Your aim is to always be in profit. Yeah, so but obviously the bigger the profit margin, the better for us to live and do what we need to do. Girls, well, this has been episode 1 of all that
Biscuits.
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 Biscuits.